Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Among the Stars Celebrity Perfume Reviews. Today, I'm very happy to be reviewing the second flanker off of Fantasy, and it is Midnight Fantasy. Now, you guys have actually requested this video a lot, and this video is actually a shout out to Perfume Maniac 101. He is a great reviewer, you guys should go check him out and just watch some of his videos. Midnight Fantasy was launched in 2007, and it was the second flanker, like I said, off of Britney Spears' first Fantasy. This one is still in that sweet aspect that we know Fantasy in, but it is a little deeper, a little richer. When it was first launched, it was supposed to be limited edition. It wasn't actually supposed to go very far, but it was so widely liked that they decided to make, some lotions and some gift sets and stuff with it. And now you can kind of just get it anywhere you can get a Britney Spears fragrance. You can probably get this. So this fragrance, the box is a little bit different. First off, from the original Fantasy where we had the peaks and the little swirlies, we now have moved to this purple and blue ombre colored. It's like a purple and it fades into blue in the middle with the words Midnight Fantasy on the front, Britney Spears, Eau Parfum, 3.3 ounce, 100 milliliters. And you kind of got these little leaves sort of looking things, and they have the little crystals that go all the way around the box, and it's the same kind of design all the way around. On the bottom is all your information with your barcode and who it's distributed by and all that fun stuff. Now the bottle is purplish blue. I would say it's more blue than purple, but when you kind of hold it up to light, it is a little more purple. But it is like a purplish blue color with that same crown ring that we had on the original Fantasy. When you take the lid off, the light bluish color goes up to the cap, to the sprayer. She also did get a new ad for this one. I don't have it, but it is kind of like a darker, she's in like a really pretty dress and there's a moon and whatnot. I had to get a little tester card, sorry. This came in a variety of different sizes. It came in the 3.4 ounce, which is this one. It came in a 1.7, a 1 ounce, a 0.5 ounce. I think this one's a 20, a 0.20, or a 0.30. I'm not too sure. Maybe this is, but it came like a tiny bottle, which is kind of fun because I like getting these little tiny bottles. I have, this one is, it's still got that sprayer on it, but this one isn't like a perfume extract, it's still a Eau Parfum, but I have quite a few of these. I have a couple of them for Fantasy, including like a little perfume extract. I think I have a Radiance one of this. Like, I just love these little bottles. I know I have some more. I have, obviously, some Taylor ones like these, but these little bottles are just fun. They're fun to just throw in your bag or whatever. So, let me talk about the notes real quick, and then I'll tell you what I think it smells like. So, this one opens with Black Cherry, Farmboys, I'm not too sure how to say that, Plum, Night Blooming Orchid, Iris, Freesia, Amber, Musk, and Vanilla are the total notes of that. And in my opinion, when you spray it, it is very, that plum and that cherry are really, really up there. It's got a very sticky, sweet kind of scent to it, or it's a little more it's still kind of a younger audience, but it's a way darker and it's very heavy and deep and sticky. I think that black cherry note kind of sticks out the most in the beginning, but that plum is just enough there that it kind of undersets it without being too cherry. Like I have a fragrance called Cherry in the Air that's just basically straight cherries. This, when you first spray it, doesn't smell like just cherries. I believe, in my opinion, that cherry and the plum kind of balance themselves out. And as it kind of dries down, you get that, the orchid scent. And I would say it kind of lightens up, but still is kind of heavy, but that lightening would come from the freesia. And maybe a little bit of iris, but I don't think the iris is too... Because this is nowhere near floral. I would say this is like a sticky, sweet, fruity scent versus like a... versus being like a floral. It's not anywhere near floral. But as it kind of dries, I think that cherry kind of like that cherry plum mixture kind of carries its way through the whole fragrance, and it really is there in that bottom along with it. But it's very vanilla-y in the base, but it's... I've heard of people doing like... This is going to sound weird, but this is like the best way to describe it for you guys. I've seen people who have they put a vanilla bean in their sugar to make their sugar taste a little bit vanilla-y. I think this is almost like somebody grew the vanilla with cherry. Like it's very vanilla-y cherry infused on the bottom, but it's that vanilla is more powerful on the base than the cherry is. But I believe that cherry really does kind of carry its way through the whole scent, but it isn't too overpowering. So if you don't really like cherry in a fragrance, I mean, this would be something I wouldn't blind buy. I would kind of test it before you buy it. But I believe this is a very, obviously since it's midnight, it would be a nighttime wear. But it would also, I think, goes perfect with the winter. I sprayed it on today, and here it is a whopping like 4 or 5 degrees. I mean, yesterday we had a record low of -21. I wore it yesterday too, and it carries itself all the way through today. When it's warm or when it's cold out, with it being winter. Since heat does kind of project a fragrance more, make a fragrance more powerful, I would not highly advise wearing this in the summer. Mainly because this fragrance is very strong on its own. 1 or 2 squirts will do you and you're good for the rest of the day. It's got about a 6 to 8 hour lasting time, but it's still very, very powerful. And it kind of, if you spray too much on, it's kind of that fragrance that'll make you sick from having too much on. I mean, 1 or 2 squirts, no more. Any more than that, it might be too strong and it might make you a little nauseous. Unless you really like this, and if you really like this scent and you want to spray it, cool. I had another one of these, but I had it in my car, and I would just spray it all the time in my car in the winter because it's amazing for winter. But yeah, for the most part, this, like I said, would be a very cherry infused vanilla kind of scent with a little bit of plum. Perfect for the nighttime wear between ages, I'd say 16 to 25, and 25 you might be pushing it. Nighttime, definitely. Winter, definitely. You might be able to catch yourself late fall, not early spring. I mean, you're pushing March and you're going to want to kind of go toward another fantasy fragrance if you want to stay in the Britney line. Or maybe a different Britney fragrance, which I'm going to be reviewing for you guys soon. But this is, that perfect date night, winter, going out at night during the winter fragrance. I mean, there's no better way to say it than, this fragrance could be called Midnight Fantasy or it could be called Winter Fantasy because it reminds me so much of the cold and winter and it's just, it's so deep and rich, but it has like, and I think it's probably the iris and the freesia mixing together, but I think it has a very cold, homey scent to it, if that makes sense. Like always, guys, thank you very, very much for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, @Perfume. Like I said, go check out Perfume Maniac 101. His reviews are pretty great. Anything else, you guys, like always, if there's anything you want me to review, go ahead and comment below, and I will get to them. And within the next few days, I will have a very, 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 very special review for you guys. So keep tuned to my channel, and there will be something new for you guys here in a couple days. Thanks. Bye. Hold on. Before you guys go, totally almost forgot to tell you guys about this one. So, the cool thing that kind of Britney did this past year is she re-released both the Fantasy and the Midnight Fantasy in a lovely fragrance called Fantasy Twist. This was a fun little fragrance that you could have bought. Each bottle, it comes in a bottle like this. Each bottle is a 1.7 ounce. So this is, you could have gotten 1.7, I think they even made like a 1 ounce little ball of it. I'm not 100% sure. But it is Britney Spears Fantasy Twist. 2 fragrances in one. It comes in this little kind of package in which it kind of sat like this inside, like this. I don't remember exactly how it sat in there. One side of the box is the, that same box side that I just showed you for Fantasy, or Midnight Fantasy. And then they kind of made this side similar to it for Fantasy Twist, it's supposed to be Fantasy, but they made it different for Fantasy Twist. And then the top is kind of them twisting around. On the back, we have that same ad that we've seen since Cosmic Radiance, that she's reused way too many times. And Britney, we got to get a new one. This isn't the actual ad though. It's just a promo pic, but we've used this promo pic a little too many times now, Britney. Let's get something new. But promo pic, the ad was the same ad that we reused for the Naughty and the Nice remixes, with the blonde Britney as the Fantasy, and then the Midnight Fantasy was kind of the darker black goth Britney. So this was just a spherical thing. It kind of looks like Fantasy minus the little topper on here. It's got a little heart charm, and I still have mine in the cellophane. I haven't taken it out. But it's got this little heart charm on the side that's clipped onto Fantasy, which maybe indicates that Fantasy is her favorite out of these two. I don't know. But then on the side of the bottle it says Britney Spears, and then Fantasy, and then the top half says, you gotta flip it over, top half says Britney Spears Midnight Fantasy. And then the cool thing with this fragrance is you take it and it just splits in half, and there you have 2 fragrances in one. You got your 2 stickers, which, the stickers are on the inside, and I wish they would have been on the bottoms of these 2, but I don't know, that's just a little weird for me. But then you have these, these reflective metallic insides, and it's the same to, Midnight Fantasy and regular Fantasy, which they have to kind of smell fun together. Spray them together. I just did that. They actually smell really fun together. And they just, make a ball when they clip back together, which they're not magnetic. They kind of just clip in there with like the little inner ring right there. Kind of just makes it clip in. So that's Midnight Fantasy and Fantasy in the Fantasy Twist bottle. Forgot to tell you guys that. So thanks, guys.